Hello, this is Dave at CarTitles.com and Title Recovery. If you're in a situation where you have a vehicle and the title is MIA, here's a couple steps you can take first to see if there's an easy remedy without having to do a full-blown Level 3 title recovery. Most obvious one is check any locations where that lost title might be. If you had a title in your hands and it's disappeared, really search hard for that title. Very common locations are with the registration. Sometimes it's in an envelope mixed up in mail or invoices. And a lot of times it's put with insurance papers. Sometimes the last time you touched that title was when you needed to get the VIN number to get insurance. Sometimes it may actually even be completely sealed still in that same envelope, so you won't even recognize it's a title. So look for DMV maybe as the return address. The second thing is, if you never had the title, try to get hold of that seller. See if that seller has the title that they can give to you, or even if they have to request a duplicate. If they never had the title themselves or they since lost it, have them get a duplicate and sign it over to you. It's much easier and less expensive than doing a full-blown title recovery. If those two options fail, maybe check the DMV to see if they have options. The DMV might be able to issue a duplicate in somebody else's name, the last titled holder, and that person could sign it over to you if that's applicable in your situation. If you don't have the title, start with the old registration. In the glove compartment or in the center console, you may find an old registration. That might lead you on a path to finding out where the owner is that can actually sign that title over to you. If that fails, see if the seller that gave you the vehicle knows who the prior owner was. The prior owner may be the one who has a title in their name that could sign it over to you. As you're going through each one of these steps, make sure also you have the correct VIN number. Check the VIN number in the cowling of the car, on any paperwork you have, to make sure they're exactly the same. All 17 digits line up one by one. There's no errors, there's no transpositions, that everything's correct. So when you do get a title that has a matching VIN number, so you're not going to have to go fix that later. That's a real big problem. You can also start maybe by running a Carfax. It's not going to give you much information on ownership, but it may tell you what state the vehicle was last titled in. It might be a lead to point you in the right direction. If you don't have a title and you have access to the seller, at least get a good bill of sale from the seller. And you can look at another video we have about what goes into that bill of sale, whether it should be notarized or not. But at least get a good bill of sale from that seller so you can prove and document that you actually bought the vehicle, and get a record of any payment. If you paid by check or cash, make sure that's reflected either on the bill of sale or a receipt to show you actually paid for the vehicle. Most important thing is, until you have that title in your hand and it's properly registered, don't drive that car, don't repair it, don't put any money into it in case you can't keep the car. You don't want to have thousands and thousands of dollars invested in a vehicle that you can't drive, and definitely don't drive it on the road, because if you drive it on the road and you don't have a registration, you're at least going to get a ticket for no registration. They're probably going to tow the car, and if the ownership history is at all in question, it could be a real serious problem for either a stolen vehicle or unauthorized use of a vehicle, which isn't full-blown stolen car. But if you don't have authorized use, it's not going to work out real well for you afterwards. If you're working on getting a title, either through Title Recovery or some other source, start to get insurance information put together. Get some quotes on insurance, get a policy ready, so that way when the status comes along where you need to have insurance to get your title, you already have an agent set up, you have the details set up, and you can get that insurance card really quick. So a lost vehicle title can be real simple, real hard. Those are the steps to go through to see if you can do much of it yourself. If not, and you need the services of a professional title recovery expert, of course we'd be glad to help. You can click on the link on the bottom of this video for more information about getting a replacement car title or looking one up if that's the case.